Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class Nexus Prime. You can see him there in front of the box. We'll go ahead and put him off the side real quick and take a look at the box. And yes, it is a typical Age of the Primes Voyager box. You got, of course, the pictures of Nexus Prime there in both robot and vehicle mode. You got the window where you see the figure, Transformers, Age of the Primes, the gold band, and there's his name with the little symbol there, Hasbro logo right there. You got 23 steps. You have Nexus Prime up here on top with Takara Tomy. You have next close-up of Nexus Prime robot mode right there. You have some of the statues guys right there on this side of the Voyager class. On the side, on the bottom, you have the manufacturing details and what's included. And on the back, of course, you have warnings, copyrights, and some product shots and stuff, including his little enigma of combination. Yeah. And of course, you have the instructions, which are pretty straightforward, although they kind of do not include an entire mode because, yeah. There's that. So, Nexus Prime here. He's definitely a robot. When he was first revealed, there was definitely a lot of negativity. Some of it was a little bit alleviated due to later announcements, but a lot of people don't like this guy. I kind of like his look, at least, and I know it's weird. It's mostly because he kind of reminds me of like some sort of like obscure 70s mecha anime that like only 5 people remember. That's what his design reminds me of, so I'm kind of cool with it. But a lot of people aren't because he's like generic bot or something. I'm like, I think he's cool. But regardless, yeah, you can see he's got his helmeted face, the red with the golden visor. Well, I like that gold. A lot of people don't like that because it's kind of too Transformers 1-ish, which is not the it's a Covenant Primus version, which I'm kind of cool with considering everything. You got lots of reds and blues. You got the little gold and silver bit right here in the center. Although mine has a little scratch on it. You got a bit of silver right here, mostly. And you can see some blacks show up here. You got little thruster bits right here on the sides of the hands. But yeah, you got a little bit of black here. You got a bit of gold right there. He's got a bit of a backpack with. That's weird. It's a little. It looks like another head, but whatever. And a cockpit and everything. Kind of. You think you look at this and go, oh, I know how he transforms, and you actually no, you don't. Probably. It's actually a lot more clever than you might think. Yeah, it's easy. I would say I like how he looks, but yeah, people aren't necessarily wrong in the sense the idea that he is a generic robot. But I kind of like it for that because he reminds me of just like he makes me think of some obscure Japanese, mecha anime. That's pretty much it. I like him because, and if anything, I like him because he kind of looks like a generic mecha from the 70s. So I don't know. Regardless, articulation-wise, he's actually no slouch for the most part. He's got a ball-jointed head. You got left and right, up and down, lots of waggle. Actually, a lot of waggle right there. His shoulders do a full 360. He's got an outward right there. He does have biceps over there. It's very snug. He's also got a very, very snug elbow joint. I was hoping there'd be, because I Transformers, I was hoping there'd be butterfly joint. I mean, you got kind of have a backwards butterfly of sorts, but it kind of looks a little weird because you kind of have to separate the plates. So, wrists do swivel. You can see right there, there's a peg, but it is kind of difficult because, again, they are very snug. Although it kind of loosened up a little bit on mine. They can only rotate so much because all this stuff, so you only get so much rotation before it just kind of stops. He does have a whisk swivel, which is somewhat impeded to the backpack. I mean, you can see that it bangs in the backpack a little bit, but that's, easy enough to, it pushes out of the way fairly easily, so not too bad. Also, by the time it does impede, it's so far twisted that, any poses that need that are kind of gonna be weird looking. His hips can go forward pretty high. Actually, you can see that. Get a pretty good high kick, can go back pretty far as well. Outward, he does the full splits and then a little bit more. You do have a thigh swivel right there. You have to kind of watch it though, because this little tab right here can kind of catch on this bit. Knees can go bend about 90 degrees. They can also bend forward a tiny bit as well if you need that. And his ankles, he does have ankle tilt, which is about 90 degrees of it. And because of transformation stuff, he can actually, bring his foot down, although you kind of leave a massive gap. And he also kind of, unfortunately, because of the nature of it, you do have a toe joint, which only goes down if you have it fully extended. But you can do that, which I'm not sure if that's useful for anything, but you can do it. It's also very stiff, and I've heard people, I think, breaking these because of how they're handling it. So there's that stuff. He does come with a couple of accessories, namely, comes with this little thing again. I think this is the enigma of combination. You can see he's got this little symbol in it right there. Yeah, it's like that. And of course, he's got a peg on the back. He can just hold it if you want, right? Or you didn't even hold that well, even because the way it goes in. No, there you go. You can do that. I guess you could peg it on anywhere there's a peg hole. You can do that if you want. Yeah, but it's really supposed to store back here. You can see there's a peg hole right back there, and you can just peg it in right there like that. And there you go. It's stored away. It also comes with 2 guns. You can see that these guns with have little wings on them, red and blue wings. Yeah, you can hold them neither both hands. Again, it's a very snug fit. I have to push it in pretty hard. And you can do what you want with the wings as well. You can leave them up like this. You can fold them outward. You can fold them in if you want. You can you have a couple, just slightly outward. You have a couple options there. So there's that. And another thing is blast effect compatibility is, I believe, a thing. That's barely. Yep, there's blast effect compatibility right there. Also, these little thruster bits also, I believe, are also somewhat blast effect compatible. They're very loose. I noticed it's pretty loose. So there is that. Another thing, of course, is storage. If you want, you can take these guys and right here, straighten them out. There's a peg right here, and there's a peg hole right there. You can just, pop them in like so on the back. They store, and they actually look pretty good while stored too. Give them a set of wings. Now it's the generic 70s mecha thing with his flight mode activated, so you can go, I don't know, fight the monster in the sky. Yeah, measurement stuff. In this mode, up to the top of his head, he is 6 inches tall, or 15.3 centimeters, and his weight is 5.4 ounces, or 154 grams. So there is that. So comparisons. First of all, here he is with his previous Power of the Prime self. This was the one that came with the Optimus Primal Comic-Con exclusive set. See, very different colors. Not even the same face. You can see that. And the same face, but there's his there's a symbol. There's that. Here he is with Studio Series 86 Optimus, who's a bit taller. You have that. And here he is with most of the rest of the Primes so far, other than, well, again, Star Convoy. I'm saving that for the last one, which is Liege Maximo, which will be soonish, whenever he shows up. And I'm also realizing, just because of that, how much of a nightmare it's going to be to get the whole, group shot. I might have to just take a photo and insert it into the thing, because of how massive that is. But yeah, there's the group so far. Assuming, of course, we don't get a new Vector Prime, which is completely different for this one, because we know there's one coming. We just don't know if it's a repackage pack or not yet. Anyway, those are the Primes. Yep, that's them as a whole. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy transformed into his vehicle mode, which, first of all, I've got to get these bits off, because they'll have to come off regardless. So we'll put them off to the side for now. This can stay in place, and it should stay in place. So first thing what you want to do here from here is go ahead and take the fists and rotate them 90 degrees so they look like that. And like that. And then rotate at the bicep, you want to rotate those 180 degrees like that. Just kind of leave them like that for now. Then right here, you want to go take this bit on the backpack. You want to go ahead and bring this up right here, and then untab this and bring that down. Collapse the head into the torso like that. And then untab these bits and unknot that, all that stuff. Just bring these out like that. And then, make sure also the arms are straightened out. And then bring them forward like this. Just keep them out of the way. Like that. Then go ahead and bring this up and tab it back in. And then bring this up over top. And this will tab over. This tab will go into that slot right there like that. From here you want to go ahead and then rotate the waist 180 degrees like that. Then right here at the hips, what you want to do is you want to bring these out and then rotate the hips 180 so they're facing like this. And like this. Then right here, you want to go ahead to rotate the thighs 90 degrees and then bring these up, and these tabs right here will go into little slots on the sides like that. And again, rotate 90 degrees and then bring this up, and this will tab in the side like that. And then right here, you will take these little flaps and bring them forward like so, and they'll tab into the front like so. And like so. Just bring them forward and tab them in like that. And then go ahead and bring the arms down like this, and they'll go in, and this will go over top of that tab right there. Like that, and like that. Then you take the feet right here, and you use this hinge and bring it back, and these right here, these tabs will go into little slots on the feet. Like that. And like that. Just all straightened out. And then of course take the gun bits right here and these little peg holes right here on the top right here. Just peg them into each side like that. Like this. And that you have Nexus Prime in its vehicle mode. And yeah, it's weird. The transformation to get this is a lot more complicated than you might think. Cause you're like, oh, it's, you know, it is a kind of a squared off box with wings and a nose cone attached to it, which you think, oh, you think it'd be a very simple transformation. It's actually more, again, as you saw, it's a lot more intricate than you might think it would be from the get-go. But yeah, the transformation itself is actually pretty fun and kind of neat. But yeah, you get this, well, you get the box with wings thing going on. Even if it's not even a complete box. You can very much tell this is a folded up robot, for better or for worse. Yeah, it's not the greatest, but yeah, it still is weirdly reminiscent of a lot of like old like 70s mecha anime, and yeah, it's like this is a thing. Like this is how he gets out to where the big empty field where he fights the monster. You know, whoosh, fly. You know, launches out of like some mountaintop, and then this is where how he gets to the monster, and then he transforms and lands, and that's how he spends the rest of the episode is fighting the monster. You know. Yeah, so it's not the greatest alt mode. It's got little boosters right here, I guess. It's got the little wings, the nose cone picked out with, you know, you see that nice bit of gold for the nose cones and red and black. And of course, this bit right here, kind of little, I don't know, little wings for the front. I don't know what you call those. There's no real, like, landing gear or anything. There's kind of little nubs and stuff which kind of help him as landing gear. There's no flight stand thing either, as far as I can tell. Yeah, not really any flight stand here. Yeah, he's just... It's I don't know. It's not the greatest, to say the least. Yeah, the transformation you get here again. The transformation you get here, clever, intuitive, or clever and kind of fun. But yeah, you get to the end, you're like, oh yeah, this is not particularly you know, it's just kind of But yeah, there's really not much really else to say. It's just kind of, it's a little bit disappointing, and I can understand why a lot of people aren't super thrilled with it. But yeah, measurements in this mode, his length from nose to the very most rearward point is 6 1/8 inches or 15.5 centimeters, and his wingspan is 7.5 inches or 19 centimeters. He's actually pretty wide. So there's that. The one thing I do want to show off though is it's kind of a hidden thing that kind of showed off what I can't remember who was it, but yeah, one of the designers showed off in like his Instagram was it's compatible with Superion in multiple ways, including here's the remember the super jet box thing, which he's kind of compatible with this. And I say kind of because, well, yeah, these tabs right here do line up with the little slots right there, and the problem is, well, you try to do that and his design gets in the way. Miners, I don't remember what they did exactly, but you have to more or less get the boosters and stuff out of the way. So you have to like pull these wings off. You have to untab these and get these out of the way, and like you have to kind of like more or less get these out of the way somehow, and like from there, you have to pretty much like kind of do this sort of thing, which I'm not sure if this is the way intended. I don't remember the pictures off the top of my head, but yeah, I did find out you have to more or less change the transformation a bit to get it to work with this thing. And even then, you get the slots, and you can't use these clips at all. You know, like the Superior, Silverbolt use these clips. You can't use these; those don't work at all. So it's literally just these two tabs and these two slots, and they'll come together. You see, they come together. They'll tab in and everything. But yeah, as you also can see, it doesn't take much for it to pop itself apart. This is a very tenuous connection, and it doesn't take much. Yeah, see, it kind of pops apart really easily, unfortunately. So you can do this, but why? The honest question here is, why would you want to? Yeah, the honest question, yeah, it's honestly just, why would you want to? It's just not particularly good. In my opinion, it's just simply not particularly good, so, you can, but you'll see that block of plastic in a little bit later. But yeah, you'll definitely see it return. But yeah, a little bit different. I'm just getting this guy back to alt mode real quick. Yeah, one thing I think I mentioned in the robot mode, but yeah, real yeah, one thing I think some people have reported breakages with these hinges specifically, particularly these ones. They are noticeably very stiff on mine. So my thing is basically try to bend the hinge as close to the actual hinge as possible. Don't be like ripping out here. Just kind of try to make that as close to the hinge as possible, and that should help alleviate things. Some of them already kind of loosened up on mine a little bit too, so there is that. But yeah, just be mindful. Apparently some people have already cracked the hinges a bit, so be mindful of that. So yeah, it's a fairly somewhat box-shaped Cybertronian spaceship thing, which has no aerodynamics, so it's definitely not rated for atmosphere. And and you can see just like, you know, the robot bits just kind of obviously chilling out. It's not the greatest alt mode, to say the least. But comparisons real quick. Here's Power of the Primes version. Kind of won't stay straight up, but yeah. Which is just a box anyway, so, you know, continuing edition. Although, by the way, I didn't mention it, but yeah, not surprisingly, I don't have that BotCon, or not BotCon, convention. No, it wasn't a convention. It was a convention, or was it? It was Fun Pub. I know Fun Pub was involved, but that's all about. I don't remember if it was a convention or one of the collector club. I don't remember if it was a convention or collector club. Regardless, I don't have that one. It was a repaint of the Energon figure. I don't have that, and apparently it's weird because apparently it wasn't well highly regarded in the first place, but until this guy came out, and then suddenly it's amazing. Weird. Anyway, here's Studio Series 86 Optimus. Just give you an idea of that. And again, here, pretty much most of the Primes so far, minus Star Convoy and their vehicle modes. You can see, yeah, it's a bunch of jets and cars, just a bunch of weird stuff in general. There's all that. Yeah, so, yeah, one last thing, though, which is, yeah, the thing about Nexus Prime, this is part of the reason why people are so negative about him, is, he's kind of like the combiner guy. This guy is compatible with the combiner stuff. It's, yeah, so he can become more or less the core thing. And to do that, well, you gotta pull these things off again. Now, from there, you want to go ahead and take these and untab these, right, this, and untab this like that, and then go ahead and lift these out of the way like that. And from here, what you want to do is, well, actually, kind of have those open, a little open like that. I'm going to bring these up, and we're going to collapse this in like that, and like that. Just, yeah, kind of get those like that, and then bring this down between, and then bring this up, and this tab right here will go into the slot right there like that. You want to then rotate these so they're like this, or rotate so these are like sitting around like this, and then right here, you bend these at the elbow, and then there's a little tab right here, which will go in a little slot right there. Like so. That. And then same thing, bring this around, rotate this around right here, and then bring it, bend it at the elbow, and then tab it in like that. And then right here, what you do is the feet, you want to bend here at the toe like this, and then bend this inward, and this right here, this little slot right here will go over this tab right here, like that. And that, and then finally what you do is you take these wing bits and you'll plug them into the ports right here like so. And like so. And you have the central, well, combiner torso piece, which is interesting looking to say the least. The thing about this guy here, you can see these hollow bits, and I was like, my thought was like, oh, you need to flip these things down. But actually, if you flip these things down, you won't be able to use the arm. So, bringing in a combiner torso, the fact that the only one so far we know is 100% confirmed to be compatible. Yeah, so bringing this in, what you do, yeah, you just do basically like you do with Silverbolt, which, yeah, you just tab it in right here, like that, and then plug this in right there, and then plug in the torso piece. But, hey, wait a minute, yeah, he's backwards, isn't he? Yeah, he kind of is. So you have to actually then rotate the waist around as well. And yeah, this is the front now. The back is now the front. And you go ahead and, yeah, do the thing with the arms, and yeah, they slide over top of this stuff. And yeah, you need this is what I was talking about. It's like you need these pieces up. I thought you fold these away to, you know, hide those hollow bits, but nope. If you do that, unfortunately, If you try to do that, what the heck happened down there? Yeah, unfortunately, if you do that, you can't attach the arms, like I said. So you have to put these over top, and yeah, which means the arms, at least the arms and legs, you do that whole thing, swap with Menasor and everything. You have to do all that stuff. But yeah, I just grab Superior and just make this easier on myself. That's how he integrates. That's his whole thing now, because they talk about a little bit, but it's basically things happen and budgets and all that stuff, and basically he's been reduced to kind of like being the core like combiner chunk, which it's not a bad torso per se. It needs bits though. It definitely needs some. I feel like it does really need some degree of help, in the sense that like it needs something, because like, yeah, these bits are hollow. It just doesn't feel complete. It definitely needs something, I feel like, to really complete the look. You can do the thing of like, have him like this and just rotate the head around, and but then the problem is it's just Superior on with a new head essentially, which so yeah, that's the big problem. Is just there's something here. There's definitely feels like there's something here when it comes to the look of the new torso, but it needs a little bit of refinement, and hopefully either third party comes through or Hasbro comes through, because that was the thing, was they did say to talk about this. They confirmed on the reveal live stream. I say reveal, but it's already leaked down and everything. They confirmed that there will be his limbs, because yeah, he came with a bunch of bits because he was a full combiner back in the Fun Pub days. They said that yeah, he will come with the limbs, will be coming next year, 2027. Now they just said limbs. They didn't say anything about the torso thing, but they have to. I mean, they'd have to like include the framework, because otherwise you're gonna have to like basically do this, which is grab a Superion or grab a Silverbolt and sacrifice him for this if you want the full combined Nexus Prime. Or yeah. And then top of that, the thing is the colors don't quite match, I feel like. And you really want that color matching, because yeah, the original combiner guy was red and blue and black and stuff, like these colors. So you're going to have a new framework. We also don't know if it's compatible with the Bruticus one yet necessarily. It looks like it might be, but we don't know yet, because really nobody has the Onslaught. We know for a fact it's not compatible with Menasor, so I'm not going to bother bringing him out. But yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't quite. There's a bunch of stuff that doesn't quite tab together, so it doesn't work properly. Another thing I want to show off, his head. He does have a ball jointed head, so left and right, up and down. It is a really nice. I like this head. It's there was that whole thing where apparently what happened was that there was a misinterpretation of the original artwork, and that kind of wound up being the face wound up being like a mask or something. What was it? The face wound up being goggles or something. I don't remember the exact thing, but yeah, it kind of wound up. Things wound up looking weird, and there was a misinterpretation. So now you got this kind of weird I think this looks better than the original head on the original head design personally, but that's just me. I like this weird looking gas mask looking thing. I think that looks cooler than the original design, but that's just me. So yeah, he is frame compatible, but so far only one frame, and we don't know if he's getting his own frame next year with the limb bots. So it feels like that would be a really dumb thing to not do. Basically, because considering he needs the framework, they'd have to do something, right? Hopefully they're not stupid and just oh yeah, here's the limbs. Where's the frame? What frame? You don't need it. We didn't say anything about a frame. Or of course, the other thing, which is that what I'm worried about, is what they're going to do is just going to release a pack, basically a full pack with another Nexus Prime in it. So if you already bought it like I did, you're going to have two Nexus Primes, because yeah, they decided to do it that way. That'd be fun. By fun, I mean annoying. But the best bet would be basically release a multi-pack of the 4 limbs with the framework, and then re-release Nexus Prime with it. That'd be the smart thing to do. Hopefully that's what they do. Versus, oh yeah, you have to buy a second Nexus Prime if you want to actually do the whole combined mode thing. Because yeah, I feel like the torso mode here is almost something. I feel like it's almost there. It's like it just needs a few little touch-ups, and it would be a great looking torso. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. It's just simply we're waiting, kind of in a holding pattern of can I. So that's the thing is, can I honestly recommend this guy as he is? Well, again, he's a Voyager now, which means he's $43, and he's kind of simple. I like his transformation, but it's kind of simple. He's got a very generic robot mode, which a lot of people don't like. I like it a lot, but a lot of people don't like it. I recognize that. His vehicle mode's not super hot. His whole character, which is being a combiner guy, is kind of been reduced down to this. Apparently, they're talking about like making him a full combiner, or like making him kind of like a dual con or whatever. And those just all fell through for various reasons. So he wound up being just a torso chunk. So yeah, that's the thing is, and that's the thing. This whole torso chunk isn't even in the instructions. Nothing about this. You have to kind of had to go look, at the original Instagram post to double check on making sure I was doing this right. So yeah, it's almost something. It's just the problem is basically I can't really fully recommend it until we know what we're getting next year. If we know if we're getting a framework, I think he'll be a really cool combiner. But if we don't get that framework, it's gonna be annoying because now you're gonna have to go, grab another grab another silver bolt or something, or sacrifice the one you're using and use that as your combiner framework, and that's gonna be a little bit frustrating in its own right. So on his own, he's definitely not worth full price on his own, I feel. And his whole central core character thing, which is he's the combiner guy, is really hinging on what they do next year, which we know is the limbs are coming, but that's it. So it's hard to recommend him, but also if you wait too long, it might be difficult to, if he goes on sale, which is a very well chance he will, just because he seems to be just not particularly well liked, even with, a lot of people like me going, yeah, he's actually pretty cool in person, but he might go on steep discount. I don't know. I was able to get him cheaper than retail just because, I was actually, Toy Snowman, I think was the shop name in Canada. They got the guys in stock early. He got Nexus Prime in stock early, and I bought it, and it cost me $39 with shipping. Shipped. Importing it from Canada is cheaper than going to Walmart or something and buying it, which I don't know what that says about our current situation, but it's nothing good. Regardless, I think it's almost there. It's got the potential, and we just need basically, so I can't fully recommend it until we know for sure how they're handling the rest of the combiner element. If they come through with a full framework, great. Even if it's just this repainted into blue, even if it's just this framework repainted, I'm fine with that, personally. Because otherwise, he's just a kind of a generic robot man, and I like him, but a lot of people are understandably not so thrilled with him, and particularly with his kind of weak alt mode. That's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social media down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my coffee and my Patreon. I shall see you next time with another video review.